folks, Arizona guy here. I haven't made a video in probably a couple of months, so I figured I'd try out this new camera setup today. I have it in the 2018 Ford Escape. So Phoenix, Arizona, it's July 21st, 2026. Right now it is 99 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona, and we are paying $4.29 for a gallon of gas. It is absolutely crazy. I don't exactly know. When I voted for Trump, I never expected an actual full-on war with Iran. And Iran supplies the world with a lot of oil, which they manufacture into gasoline, which has now caused gasoline prices to spike all around the world. Now, before Trump decided to bomb Iran, gas was down somewhere around $3.29 a gallon, which to me was absolutely fine. I really don't mind paying $3.29 a gallon for a price of gas, but it was up to $5.16. Now it's down to $4.29. It's just absolutely horrendous that we have to suffer as the American people with gas prices up to $4.29 per gallon. I don't like it. I don't think anyone likes it. However, me as an individual, a citizen of the United States, certainly did not want Iran to be capable of having nuclear weapons. I certainly did not want that. So I guess you take the good with the bad. As crazy as that sounds, I mean, what is the worst thing? Us paying $4.29 a gallon for a price of a gallon of gas? Or Iran being able to have the capability of nuclear strikes against America? So you have to weigh it all out, I guess. Am I angry at Trump for taking out Iran? No, not at all. Am I angry at having to pay higher prices? Yes, I am. But I still would not, even in the condition of today's America, I still would not elect a Democrat to power, because I certainly will take today's prices over what actual socialism would cost in America. So like I say, you got to take the good with the bad. So it is what it is. There's really nothing me as an individual can do to tap down anything. So I am just going about my daily life and not caring. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. We live in America. America is a safe country. So I'm still living my life and have the ability to drive my car and buy groceries, and I still have the freedoms that America offers. So I'm just gonna continue living my life. What I don't like is, so I really was thinking about putting my wife, Mrs. Arizona, who is suffering from frontal temporal lobe dementia, into a nursing home. Well, to be honest with you, the prices are just absolutely astronomical to do that. The lowest I have seen thus far is $77,000 a year to put her in a home where she can be monitored and taken care of 24 hours a day. It's a lockdown facility, so there's no chance of her getting out and walking away like she has done at my home in the past. The highest place that I have found is $104,000 per year to take care of an elderly person with dementia. Now, I have to ask you, how many of you out there, if you had an elderly person that needed to be taken care of, how many of you can actually afford $77,000 to $104,000 to take care of your elderly person? And I know what the answer is going to be already. The answer will be very few of you will be able to afford to do something like that. Now, what happens is, if that elderly person has absolutely nothing, no funds in the bank, very little Social Security, no retirement funds, the state will actually pick up the tab for a person that has zero funds. If that person does have any funds, say they have a retirement account that has $90,000 in it, well, that $90,000 has to be depleted totally on the care of the person before the state gets involved. So you literally have to get rid of all of that person's funds, and it has to be spent on them. And then you have to go through the state, which will do a complete audit of everything you spent the needy person's money on. And God forbid, if you spent $250 on something, maybe you needed a couple of tires for your car or something. God forbid you spend any of that money on something that's not actually for that person, because whatever you've spent of their money that wasn't directed at that person, you will have to pay that money back. It's just, it's going to be a massive amount of government bureaucracy in order to have the state be involved. And I don't know how many people actually want to bring that into their life, where you're going to be audited for every dime that you've spent of their money. Now, my wife worked for 30 years at Mayo Clinic Phoenix, and she worked at another hospital in Florida before moving here. So yeah, she has a retirement account, and it has about $200,000 into it. So that means that I would have to pay the $77,000 a year from that account, and that is nearly 3 years worth. And then after that, if the state did not take her over and pay for her housing and care, that means I would have to pay for it from my retirement account, which is something that I am certainly not going to do, because she could live with dementia. She could live another 10 years. Her mother had dementia, and her mother lived to be 91 years old. My wife is only 78 years old now. So she could easily live to be 88 years old. And she's only got 3 years worth of funds in her retirement account to pay for her housing and care. So then after the 3 years was up and the money ran out, I would be having to argue with the state of Arizona to get them to pick her up and house her and take care of her, which I know is going to be a royal pain in the you-know-what to deal with, because they're going to want to take from my retirement account, which is far more than my wife's retirement account. They're going to want me to take from my retirement account and continue to pay for her nursing home care, which honestly I am not willing to do. I am not going to do it. So I guess my plan is I've still got the nurse coming in, or the caregiver that comes in twice per week for 4 hours at a time, which allows me to get out of the house for 4 hours, 2 days a week. So like right now, I can go visit my friends, or I can go to the grocery store, or I can go to the park. So I can get out of the house twice a week for 4 hours at a time, which is nice. But the other days, I have to literally watch her, babysit her every day, all day, because she just does some really crazy, outrageous stuff. So that's the story, folks. That's what I'm going through right now. So anyway, I am going to let you all go. I hope you go out in the world and you're kind to people. You got to pass on the kindness. So I will keep in touch with you. I just decided today I'd make a video. Haven't made one in a long time. Let you guys know what's up, what's happening. So have a wonderful day, Arizona guy. Out.